everyone, welcome back to my Earth Friendly Kitchen. I'm Maria, and today we are making a chickpea coconut curry. It's one of my favorites. It's something that I used to eat a lot of when I was a vegan. It's a vegan friendly dish, so I hope you guys follow along and you enjoy it with me. So we're going to start by just chopping some veg. We're going to do just our basic kind of onions and garlic. We're going to add a little bit of jalapeno today to make it a little bit picante, spicy. And I'm just using a red onion because this is what I have that's already open and I don't want it to go bad. So you could use a white onion, a yellow onion, whatever onion you have on hand. Usually people would use like probably yellow onions for this dish, but I'm just going to use the red because again, it's been sitting in my fridge and I want to use it up. We don't go to waste around here, right? Or we try not to. So you just want to mince it up pretty small. It's going to be a chickpea curry, so you want to make things pretty much no bigger than the size of the chickpeas, right? Because you want everything to have a nice bite to it, but not overwhelm the dish. So we're just going to make really small dices here of the onion, just like that. Okay, put that to the side, and then we're dropping things already. And then we're going to take some garlic, some fresh garlic. Now, I saw this hack on social media about the garlic peels, turning them into garlic powder. So I'm going to start saving my garlic peels separate. I usually put them in my veg bag, right, for the scrappy vegetable broth. But we're going to try it out, guys. We're going to do it together. So let's see if it works. All right, I'm just gonna, I guess I have to wait till I fill this up, but we all know how much garlic we eat in this house, so that's not gonna take long. So I'm just gonna do these, I'm gonna do double 5, but this one's kind of a small guy, so really like 4 decent sized pieces of garlic. And I'm just gonna get them also kind of chopped up nice and small. Now, I guess the question is, do we also use these guys? I would think so, right? Because it's part of the wrap. Part of the peel, so we'll use those guys too in that bag, not just the outer peels because they'll dry up, but apparently you just take them, you bake them, and then you blend it into garlic powder. My mind was literally blown, but I've been fooled before. I've been fooled on social media. It's on the internet, guys. Can't believe everything you see. Unless you're doing a live video like mine, then you can see mine. Because you're going to follow along and do it yourself. That's how you prove it, right? I could tell you things are delicious all day long, but you got to try it for yourself to figure it out, right? I hope you do anyway. So I'm just going to chop this garlic here. Again, to be a small dice, just like the onion. Probably even smaller, obviously. Just cutting the little tips off here. And then we're just going to be doing lime. We're going to do part lime for the actual curry to blend into the curry. And then we're going to do half a lime to spritz on top when we're done. Now, once this is over with, we're basically just going to go to the pot. This is going to be pretty much real time. We might take a break for about 5 minutes until the veg is completely cooked through in the pot. But it's not going to take much more than that as far as a break goes. So it's going to be a pretty quick video. And, you like quick meals. That's what one of the good things about like vegan or vegetarian meals are. Is that most of them are actually really quick to make. Because most of them use, quick ingredients. And you just have to cut through the vegetables. And however long that particular vegetable that you're cooking is going to take, that's how long it is, so obviously when you have like larger vegetables, like your starches, like your whatchamacallit, like your squashes and your potatoes and whatnot, like obviously those take a really long time to cook, but very quick ingredients like this don't take a long time. Now normally I would dice up my jalapeños, but I'm actually going to make these into nice little slivers here today. I'm just going to throw everything in for a spice. Okay? Oh, this smells so good cutting up. All right, and then for this inside, we're going to use 1.5 juices of lime. Okay? So this is all going in the curry. And then this part is going to be our garnish. So we're going to garnish with some green onion. I'm just going to take these. We'll save these for our bag. And we're just going to chop. And this is going to be sprinkled on top. If you had fresh cilantro, which I, sometimes do, I usually do, but I'm out today, you could also sprinkle fresh cilantro as your garnish, because we're going to be putting, some dried cilantro into our dish today, and that would go really nice. You always want to kind of go with the flavors. Like, you don't ever want to garnish with something that's not already part of your flavor profile, right? You want to make sure that it incorporates, because you should be able to eat your garnish. You shouldn't just throw something on there that you can't eat, so that's, important. All right, so we're going to bring this over to the pot, and we are going to put it together. Come on over. All right, so we're going to put our garnish over here for now, out of the way, and then we're just going to start by putting a little olive oil into our pot, about 1.5 tablespoons or so, and turn it on a medium to high heat while we put our veg in. I'm just going to dump everybody in the pool together. And since they're small dices, they won't take very long to cook, but we do want to give them a little bit of time to break down and soften up. And then we also want to give a little bit of time, like once we put the curry in together, we want the flavors to really meld. So we are going to let it sit and cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I guess we will take a bit of a break now that I think about it, because I really want those flavors to develop once we get everything in together. Okay? And then, so we're going to start with canned. So I'm using canned chickpeas. Now sometimes I make my own fresh chickpeas, but today I'm just going to use the canned because they were on sale. They have that like 5 cans for $4 sale. It's like my favorite. I really just stack up on the beans and the veggies when that happens, because you can't help it. Or like the big 28-ounce cans like this, you get the 10 for 10. I mean, who can beat it, Always try to look for sales like that in your local grocery store. Every grocery store has some kind of can sale. I promise you that. I mean, maybe not Whole Foods or something like that. No knock to Whole Foods. I shop there a lot. But I'm just saying that, the regular stores like Stop and Shop or ShopRite or Acme or H-E-B in the South. I used to live in Texas for a little while, so H-E-B was a staple down there. And then we're doing a can of diced tomatoes as well. So 2 cans of chickpeas, a can of coconut milk, whole fat coconut milk. It really works best with the whole fat can. You don't want to skimp here on the richness that provides. And then we're also going to add a little bit of vegetable broth. So that's pretty much what we're using here. Now we are going to empty out the chickpea juice. We're not going to use the juice. We're going to strain that out, and I will save that for later. We can use that almost like a egg white substitute. You can make meringue with it. You can do, it's called aquafaba with chickpea juice. So we're just going to drain 1 can, and then we'll do the other can. This is what we call multitasking, guys. Woo! And making a mess. That's what we call making a mess. But you know what? It gets cleaned up. At the end of this, in betweens, you guys don't see all of the setup and the breakdowns that we do around here, That does get washed. I don't just leave it. Alright, so that's starting to smell amazing. That jalapeno, it just smells so good. And you don't want a ton of spice, right? Those are very small jalapenos that I use. I mean, obviously you can build up the spice if you want to. I mean, you can make this as spicy as you want. I like to make this for my family, including my toddler, and so I don't want her to have like a ton of extra spicy, because then she won't eat it. So, and I also I like spice, but you don't want to overwhelm the dish, right? So if you have a larger jalapeno, maybe you just use 1, and maybe you cut it into smaller, dices, as opposed to the slices that I used today, because they were relatively small, jalapenos. So I'm just going to add those chickpeas right in, and everything is pretty much going to be going in together. Now I'm going to be using the juice from the diced tomatoes. Okay. And then we're going to be adding this can of coconut milk. And you want to get that cream in there. Okay. And then we're also going to be doing about a cup of vegetable broth, just to kind of thin through for that coconut milk. And mix that all together. And you want to break that coconut cream that can sometimes be on the top of the coconut can. You want to just mix it in there so it breaks down. And the heat will help, break it down as well as it cooks through. But just kind of break it up in there without trying to break all of your chickpeas up. But that richness, that cream on top, really is what, develops the richness of this dish that makes you feel like you're not lacking anything. Like some people are always concerned about lacking flavor because they're vegetables. And it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, veggies have so much flavor, and then obviously then you add your spices. So I'm going to be using my curry masala here. If you don't have a blend like this, you could use 2 tablespoons of just garam masala, and then like a teaspoon or like 2 teaspoons of curry powder. Just blend it together. But this is already mixed for me, so I'm just going to be doing about 2 tablespoons of that already mixed in. Okay, like a heaping tablespoon maybe. Two heaping tablespoons. And then I'm also going to be adding a tablespoon of dried cilantro. Again, you could use fresh here if you have it. Okay, and then I'm also going to be adding just a bit of salt. About a teaspoon. Okay, I'm just going to blend that all together. Give it a mix, and we're going to cover this and cook for about 10 to 15 minutes, like I said, until all those flavors really develop and some of the liquid has evaporated just a little bit. Okay? So now we'll turn the heat up a little bit, like medium to high. Bring that up. And then we'll simmer it down for about 10 to 15 minutes. And we will be back in a bit after it's done. See you later. Guys, sorry. Came back really quickly. Forgot to add my limes in. I cut these in specifically to put in the broth. The other ones were for garnish. So put in your 1.5 limes. Stir it back up. And cover it up again. And then we'll be back. Okay, really, we'll be back this time. Okay, so the curry is basically done. It's been about 20 minutes or so. It's been boiling away. So I'm just going to taste it to make sure I don't need to add anything to it. Oh my God, perfect. All right, I got a little bit of this coconut jasmine rice. It's Uncle Ben's, guys, 90 seconds. Put it in the microwave. It's perfect for this coconut curry. It just really adds to the flavors. And you really just want to dive right in, get all of those juices into your dish. And the rice really helps cut some of that spiciness too that you might have added to this dish. Okay, and then you want to just spritz a little bit of lime juice on top. Brighten it up. Sprinkle your scallions. And there you have it. Chickpea coconut curry. Oh my gosh, this is just so warm. I know I already tasted it, but I just want to have like one of the big bites with everything in it. Oh my gosh. The little bit of veg that we have in there really is just broken down so nicely. It's just really all those flavors have combined. The chickpeas are nice and soft and just, what a homey dish. I love it. I hope you try it. I hope you want to try other recipes like this. If you do, you can like and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next one. Stay cozy this winter.